family reunion. It's just going to have to wait till we're done.
What's going on here?
Look, we found
some things, okay? And I'm sure you'll read about it in the news like everybody else tomorrow morning, right?
Why don't you let us handle this?
What do you mean, us? Well, you with him now?
You know what? I'll call you. I'll call later.
Marv's ready for us. Hello. Marv is ready for us. Let's go.
Do you believe this? I don't have a choice. Let's go.
So what do you got? What do you got for us?
Well, the divers were right. It's a woman, just a skeleton. The watery critters picked her clean. It's been down there a while.
How long?
Well, until I do some tests, there's no telling. But there's no tissue, so it's going to be tricky identifying her.
What about the dental situation?
Well, if you know who it is and you got the records, you're sitting pretty. She got a full set of choppers.
Well, we know who we hope it is.
Well, if you know that, then identifying her's going to be no problem. Cause of death is another story, unless by some miracle she was shot and there's a bullet lodged in a bone.
Well, how likely is that?
Not probable, certainly possible.
Well, you got any good news for us, Mark?
Hey. Yeah, the good news is that the little lady was wearing some jewelry. Had a gold chain around her neck and a diamond ankle bracelet that had little gold letters that spell out a name. Carmen.
Outstanding.
I'll say.
There is a God.
So, excuse me for asking a stupid question, but when I hear the name Carmen associated with the homicide, a certain particular Carmen comes to mind.
Yeah, well, that's the one we're talking about, Mark.
Well, wasn't Carmen Santos the victim of a mob hit last year? His body was cremated, and she had a big funeral.
That's what everybody thinks happened.
Look, what you're talking about or what people think, we want them to continue to think that, okay? Until we decide otherwise. As far as this bracelet is concerned, nobody knows about that. That stays between us until after the autopsy, which will be when? Tomorrow morning?
The soonest I can fit you in is about 11.
Marv, can you cut me some slack, please? How long could it possibly take? What time are you going to the lab?
Accommodating you. 11 will be fine.
I figure you want to be present.
Oh, I'll be there. So will Cooper. She'll bring the popcorn.
Thanks, man.
And guys, listen to me. When you're done here, I need you to inspect every single board on this dock with a magnifying glass. Look for hair, thread, fiber, anything that'll help us ID the killer. Okay?
After how many months? How many rainstorms and snowstorms? I wouldn't get my hopes up if I were you.
Well, as they say, leave no stone, or in this case, board unturned. You know, that's my motto. Your back still bothering you?
It's just a pregnancy thing. It's not a big deal.
Listen, why don't you go home and get a little rest, okay? I'll wrap this up. I can handle it myself.
You want to repeat that?
No.
Are you telling me to get home before midnight?
Say, go home and get a little rest, okay? We'll dive into this whole thing tomorrow.
Dive in? Pretty interesting choice of words.
We just need to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that that is Carmen Santos. So in the morning, I need you to go down to the dentist's office before the autopsy and just get all of her dental records, okay? Teeth, Cooper, they don't lie.
Hey, it's me. Did Zach go down okay for you? Oh, I'm so relieved. We're done now. Actually, I'll be home in a little bit. Hey, listen, thanks, Ruth. I appreciate it. Okay, bye. Never knew anybody so happy to find a corpse.
Yeah, what's left of it.
Really love your work, don't you?
Do you know how long I've been working on this case?
I think you said 4 years.
4 years. 4 Long years. First in Chicago, then here. Living and breathing this case 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Scrounging up any little scrap of evidence that I could. 4 years of feeling these people's dirt all over me, wondering if I'll ever feel clean again. Working and working towards the day that a judge and a jury would look into Danny Santos's eyes and say, you are guilty. You are guilty of sin. Am I enjoying this? Yeah, I guess you could say I am. Yeah, I am.